What is up, y'all? So this is the first entry of Lessons and Blessings of 24. Man. And to think, I intentionally waited. Like, I recorded, this is probably like the third video I've recorded since turning 24. But it's probably more than likely it's gonna be the second video I post, because I'm really planning on posting the other video. I think that was more so like me venting, clearing the air of my own energy. But that's besides the point. So I was just talking about this in my last video. Something that I've been learning, like I've been learning my toxic traits, cause like when I be having the uncut conversations with people, I be asking them what's their toxic trait, and I be talking about mine. But lately, I've been seeing my toxic traits in live in action, and it's cool and it's been like a real dope experience to take the observer role for a while and stop trying to control my energy and instead just be there in my energy, like not necessarily being swayed by the environment around me, but literally being grounded enough to control myself by observing myself. If that makes sense. Because yesterday, we did like a content day, and it was really dope. Like shout out to the people that put all of that together, because y'all legit the shit, for real. But me, I had noticed how after I smoked, my energy went down from here to here, and it was just like I was there, but it's like I was also in my head, just float. I was floating like a motherfucker. Like what I've learned is when it comes down to smoking and shitting me, I need to start paying more attention to shit, because someone asked me, were you smoking sativa or indica? I said hybrid, and I only said hybrid because I couldn't remember which two it was. So in my head, it was a hybrid. It's one of the two. But that's why I answered the question the way it did. But then I realized like I was actually smoking indica, but that's besides the point. I noticed how I show up to everything and how present I am in the moment. Cause like after when she asked me that, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. But then I started thinking, like really thinking like, hey, why you say that? Like, why you say that? Like, I mean, I don't think people realize how much I talk to myself. Like, I really be having full blown conversations with myself in my head. That's why I don't be talking to other people sometimes, because it's like we be really conversing up in here. But learning about yourself is wild, because it's like oh, my legs. My leg. If you seen that video with the dogs jumped on dude and they put my leg video in the back. I mean, my leg audio in the back. Shout out to you, because that's my shit. But learning about yourself, like taking the time to actually sit with yourself and sit with your heart, see what be actually on your heart, and pushing yourself to grow into life and all of that. It has its pros and its cons. Like you notice how other people needs. You can see who's doing light work and who's doing shadow work. Like, you can see that clear as day. Like, it's this quote, it's this video where Joey Badass, he said that you can walk in a room and you can see who prays. And truthfully, you can. Like, you can legitimately walk in a room and see who prays and who honors that part of life, that calling over their life. Like, who honors that. You can literally go walk in a room and see that for yourself. But and it's the same thing when it comes down to light work and shadow work. Like, you can see who has a lot of childhood trauma. You can see who carries the light soul. You can see that all. Me personally, I can. So if anybody, if other people can't, I can. And it's like, a lot of times it'd be difficult for me to turn that off, the ability to see that. And actually, shout out to Seal, because the conversation we had yesterday on the way to the place, it did what it was supposed to. I see what she meant. I understand. Like, I rocks with Seal. Like, I rocks with Seal. She be giving me like the tea, the spiritual tea that I didn't know I needed, but I needed for real. But I'll be reflecting. So whenever I go silent and just be in my head, touching my chin and like this, I be real live deep into the depths of my fucking brain. Just like, think of an old man with a monocle and a lantern. Like, think of him in the Egyptian cave, going like this, trying to read the hieroglyphs on the thing. Think of me like that, reading the situation. That's literally how my brain be working sometimes. I think that I was an old man in a past life, like an old wise old man. I think I was. You can't tell me I wasn't. I don't think I was a woman in my past life. Maybe the ones, like a few before, but my immediate past life, I definitely lived to be an old man, crinkly old man, too, wise one. Cause I've been I'd be so drawn to men, like, it's crazy. Like, the relationships I have with men is crazy. But that's besides the point. But going back to what I was saying, like, learning yourself and paying attention to, like, different, even the fact that I feel like I was old man in my past life, that goes back to what I was just talking about, like, paying attention, learning yourself and paying attention to you, what makes you and your flaws and all type shit. And like, that's what I really been learning to pay attention to. I forgot where I was going with this. I'm doing two things at once. I'm just wondering why this it's not going down. Like, percentage is not going down. And it's given the internet stopped. But that ain't got nothing to do with the video, but that's what my mind is paying attention to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this screen down so I can't see it. But so I can focus, cause like that's what else was on those cards earlier. Like, the video that's uploading right now, focusing on what matters in the moment and not taking things so seriously all the time. Like, that's what they mean when they say focus on what matters. Like, what matters is the present moment. That don't matter, because I could still get done, even though I be procrastinating, which is why I'm so focused on it. But that's besides the point. But very much besides the point. But going back to what I was saying, like paying attention to your flaws and alls, paying attention to your mannerisms and how you operate, how you move through the world. Like it's a lot to learn now. Like that's why I sat in solitude today, like true solitude, because I wanted to make sense of the lessons that God is teaching me right now, because I know God is teaching me something right now. I could tell by how I'm showing up in the world, how I'm even paying attention to how I'm showing up in the world. So it's like it's only right for me to sit and really digest the guidance that's being given to me, so I can learn to see things clearly, so I can operate from a pure place. Because you can be operating from a pure place and still have that toxicity lingering around, and you not even know what's lingering around. But all it is making sense of the darkness and how to incorporate it into the light. Because in order for a star to shine at its fullest potential, it has to be surrounded by darkness. And in it being surrounded by darkness, it has to use its ability to reflect properly, to deflect properly. You know, like the wave stuff, the light waves, language and stuff, refraction, reflection, all of that. Diffusion, you have to pay attention to all of that. And because it's all relative, like when it comes down to your frequencies and your vibrations, like when it comes down to spirituality, period, like you pay attention. Yeah, that's not gonna stay down. My mind's still gonna look at it. You pay attention to a lot of stuff, and that's been my headspace lately. I've been shedding a lot of tears, shedding a lot of what shade found comfort in. Like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I said that I pray that I become so uncomfortable that I finally learn what it means to be comfortable. So in saying that, like, I finally learn who I am, what am I here for, and what I need to let go of. Like, just as much as we want to grow into this person that we see for ourselves, we also need to be real with ourselves and see what it is that we need to unlearn and let go as well. And yesterday was a real eye-opener for me in that aspect of life, like knowing that it's time to let go of that person that you once found comfort in, that person that was reserved and would chill in the corner for most of the night. Like me, I'm the type of person where you give me a nice comfortable blanket and I am going to fall asleep. I'm going to find me somewhere to just KO in the corner. Like I love sleep so much. And taking a midday nap makes the day just feel like it's definitely one of those. But like, I've been pushing myself to be more open to the world, and like I said, the next year is all about opening my heart and learning to trust again. Like, I ain't even talking about in terms of a couple relationship, because if I don't find a man next year, I will be okay. Like my man, my future husband, if you're watching this, if we don't cross paths next year, it's okay, because we're gonna cross paths when we need to. I'm convinced of that, because next year it's just me and Shay. Me and Shay ain't gonna play, okay? Because we got to get to where we going, and by any means necessary, because we not allowing nobody to come and disrupt what we are building here, because This is what's going to catapult you to that next level. This is what's going to be, this is going to be your legacy. So it's like, if you allow things outside of you to disrupt your legacy, then my baby, what is you doing? What are you here for? What was all of that work for? So it's like, that's been the message. And for some odd reason,